Have you ever just stumbled into some corner of the internet that feels like absolute, total chaos, but at the same time, everyone seems connected? Well, today we're diving into a live stream from a Japanese artist that is exactly that. It's a kind of digital disco where all the messiness and energy is actually the secret to its very human heart.
And that brings us to the big question for today. What if all that chaos is actually what creates the connection? It seems backwards, right? But what looks like a total mess is, believe it or not, a powerful way to build a real community. So how on earth does that work?
So, you pop into the live stream chat, and the first thing you might see is something like this. A super bizarre inside joke. And if you're thinking, what is going on? Well, that's the point. You're meant to feel like an outsider at first. But for the people on the inside, sharing these weird little moments is the secret sauce. It's what makes their bond so incredibly strong.
Now, the source of all this beautiful madness is a 2-hour live DJ set from an artist named DJ Hamada. And by taking a close look at this one single stream, we can really unpack how a modern digital community gets built, not in spite of all its messiness, but actually because of it.
Okay, so at the very center of this whole thing is our host, DJ Hamada. But he's not some polished, untouchable star up on a stage. No, he's the actual, beating human heart of this entire community.
A huge part of this is his humor. He'll playfully call himself a pervert, and that kind of self-deprecating joke, it just instantly shatters the barrier between him and his audience. It tells everyone, hey, I don't take myself too seriously, and that makes him feel incredibly real and relatable.
But you know, it's not all jokes. When he actually messes up, like, say, using a word he shouldn't have, he doesn't just laugh it off. He stops, and he apologizes, sincerely. That kind of honesty and responsibility, wow. It builds this deep foundation of trust that's so much more than just simple entertainment.
And he is not afraid to show you when he's completely overwhelmed. Instead of pretending he's some flawless DJ who has everything under control, he'll just openly shout that he's drowning, that he's completely lost in the flood of song requests. And that vulnerability, it's magnetic. It just draws people in.
So here's the key takeaway. By just refusing to act perfect, DJ Hamada becomes more human, more authentic, and, in the end, way more trustworthy. His imperfection isn't a bug in the system. It's the core feature that makes this whole community work. So we've got this vulnerable host. But how is the community actually built? Well, it's this really unique ecosystem, and it runs on a powerful mix of three things: money, music, and messages. The engine of this whole thing is a YouTube feature called Super Chat. Now, on the surface, it looks like just a way for people to send a tip, a donation. But what it really does is so much more important than that. It creates this incredibly powerful feedback loop. Okay, so imagine this. A viewer sends a message and a little money using Super Chat. That makes their comment pop, so the DJ can't miss it. Then DJ Hamada sees it and responds directly to them by name. And boom, that financial transaction just turned into a real moment of personal recognition. And this loop just keeps going, making the community tighter with every single spin. And then, of course, you've got the music. There is no pre-planned set list here, not at all. The entire 2-hour show is basically co-created on the spot. Viewers are flooding the chat with requests, and the DJ is just trying to navigate this absolute storm of suggestions live. So you see, it's not a performance for the audience, it's a performance with them.
So what is it that makes this chaotic, human-driven experience so compelling? To really get it, we need to compare it to the alternative, which, let's be honest, is what dominates most of our digital lives.
And this is the core difference right here. On one side, you have the polished algorithm, like your YouTube recommendation feed. It's predictable, it's clean, and you're basically just a passive consumer. But on the other side, you have this raw human experience. It's messy, it's imperfect, but it demands that you participate. You actually become part of the story.
Here's a really great way to think about it. This whole stream, it's not a polished studio album where every single note is perfect. No way. It's like a rowdy local pub on a Friday night. The loud energy, people shouting requests, the singer maybe even forgetting a lyric. That's exactly what makes it feel real and alive. The value is in that shared, raw energy, not imperfection.
So, when you put it all together, what's the ultimate takeaway from all this human-made chaos? What's the real value that's being created here?
It really comes down to these tiny moments. For instance, after a stream, DJ Hamada says this to a viewer. Now, this isn't just a friendly goodbye. It's a promise of a future. It's what turns a one-time event into an ongoing community.
And here's the beautiful part. Even though he's saying that to just one person, everyone else who's listening feels it too. They hear that promise, and it deepens their own sense of belonging. It confirms that this isn't just a show they watched, it's a place they can come back to, a community where they are a member.
So we'll leave you with this question to chew on. In a world that's more and more run by perfect, polished algorithms, what is the real value of an imperfect, unpredictable, human experience that we actually have to build together? Maybe, just maybe, that beautiful, messy connection is the whole point.